So this is still from the assignment 30. We're going to finish this up today. So I believe I said to round it to this place. Who knows how you, now, and you have to know that this is in the hundreds. This is 900. So when I round it, is it going to be 98 or 99?
98, 99.
99, but is it really just 99?
Wait, 100.
It's 999.
You said to round.
On the front number?
Yeah.
Was this one on the, okay, we can do this one. I think it was the other class we did it the other way. So is this 900 or 1,000? It's going to be closer to 1,000 because that changes to a 10. So that would be, and when they're different, you need to put the whole number. It's going to be 1,000. So this one you have to round right here. There's, oh no, we rounded it right here. So is this, and again, this would be, if that were a 2, it would be 25. So we're rounding to the tens. Is this,
I put 6.
is this going to be, did you round it to the front number?
5.
Okay, so we'll round to the 5. So so there's, when you're estimating, you want to round them at a place where you could do it quickly. So that's a good place. Is that going to be 5 or 6?
6.
6. And so some of us can have different answers, but we're going to, this one, I would round it right at the front. Is that going to be closer to 10 or 11?
10.
And why did I say 10 or 11? Is it closer to 10 or 20?
10. It's closer to 10. 10.
This isn't closer to 20. This is $12.
Oh.
So it's closer to $10. And so we're going to estimate this. And again, that is 6, that is 1, that is 0, and that is 1. Again, we said pick the closest number because they really didn't round. All they did was take off the decimals. They did not round to make it easy. So you did 10 what? Well, if you rounded here, it would have rounded 1 up. It would have been $10. Diego, if you would have rounded here, it's not closer to O, it's closer to 10. All right, so let's go to the next one. This one definitely should round it here. Is it 60 or 70?
60.
60. Mine is this 10 or 20?
10.
Very good. So it's about
50.
It's about 50. The closest one is what? 49. So do you see they didn't really round it at all. They just took off these decimals and they just subtracted.
Why
That
don't cross out the 77? I got 48.
that's from yesterday. So, but you shouldn't have. Okay, listen carefully. You should not have gotten 48 because what you did is you rounded here and you didn't estimate to make it easy. And so if you did this one, you would have gotten 63 minus 15, which by the way would have been, I think, 48. But that's not rounding.
That's all right.
Okay, but that's not rounding. We want to take it out furthest from here. So fix your answer. We want to make it easy so I don't have to borrow or do anything. So this is the closest one to this was probably 49. Then this one. Did I tell you where to round it on this one?
Yes.
Which place?
9 and 4.
Right here? Okay. So is this closer to 99 or 100?
No, not that 9 and 4. The first 9 and
But it still would have come out the same. Would this have been closer to 9 or 10?
10.
10, but remember, it would be in the hundreds place, so it's still going to come out to be 100. Minus about what?
4.
Minus 4, which is going to be 96. Okay, then this one, we said don't round it to the first one because 1 minus 1 would have wiped it out. We said take it to this one. Is this closer to 11 or 12? 12. So and we have to be mindful that this is in the thousands. So we have to tack on 3 zeros when we're done.
Oh, I thought we were rounding to the
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, because it would have wiped it out. So that would, if I rounded to the first, it would have been 1 minus 1 is 0. And do you think this answer is going to be 0? No. So you have to take it over 1. So it's going to be 12 minus what?
10.
Is it 10?
11.
11. Subtract, what do you get?
1.
You get a 1. Now, okay, this one is going to be 1,000, but we already crossed off 1,000. We already crossed out. So sometimes, okay, sometimes if I want to be more accurate, and I'm going to do it on this one, I'm going to move over one more. Okay. So I'm going to do this again and see if it's really closer to 1,000, or the 1,300. So if I rounded 118, is it going to stay 118 or is it going to change to 119?
118.
So it's going to go 118, and then
Do we write this?
you can right above it. Is this 105 or 106?
106.
106. So I'm subtracting, and I get 8 minus that is 2, but you see I'm having to work here. 1 minus 0 is 1. So that comes to 12 with 2 zeros, because everything else gets wiped out. So that one is closer to the 13. It would have either been originally, our first rounding, I would have taken this, or I would have taken this. So either answer would have been okay. Then go to this one.
Wait, but number 4, I got 5,000.
Okay, then I don't know what you did. I'll have to look at it. At the 5,000, do you think that's 5,000? That's not even close to 5,000.
1,000.
Okay, that's what we got too. Okay, so on this one, I believe we rounded it to this place. Is this closer to 32 or 33? 32. But it's really 320 because it's in the hundreds. 320, and you have to write it out when the digits are different in size. So is this closer to 10 or 20? 10. So we're subtracting. What's 320 minus 10?
310.
310. Is there an answer close?
Yes.
Yes. In fact, it's the exact one. This one I said, I think we did this one yesterday.
Yeah. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't do it. But
Okay, so we're going to round this one to the front digit. Diego, get focused. We're rounding this one to the front digit. Is this closer to 20 or 30?
20.
Put a 20. Is this closer to 40 or 50?
50.
50. Is this closer to 0 or 1?
1.
1. Well, and it's actually a 1 in the tens place. So it's actually 10. And I made it easy to estimate. So that's 80. Okay. But you're not rounding. You're not estimating. What you're doing is you're just taking these off and you're rounding to the ones. But if you're getting where you have to really add all these digits, is that doing the problem quickly?
No.
No. So that is not estimating. Estimating, you want to make it easy. So that was the one. I think I did this from the other class. So that's closest to the 77. And then this one, there's such a big difference that it's not going to zero out like that 1 minus 1. So I would just round it to the front place. Is this closer to 80 or 90?
80. 80. Oh, 80.
80. So it's closer to 80. Minus, is this closer to 30 or 40?
30.
30. And that answers about what?
550.
About 50. So we could take off that 48. And that's how you estimate. I don't want to take 81 minus 82. Yes, Amina? Okay, well then you have to look for, ma'am, then you have to look for it. Okay. I'll have to look at it in a moment. If you don't have the...
She wrote that
Okay.
0. Oh.
All right, on this, is this one closer to 478 or 479? Did I tell you where to round this one?
The 4 and the 0.
Oh, the 4 and the 0. Okay, good. Because in the other class, we did it a different way. But it's okay, because estimating, you make it easy for you, and sometimes you can change the way that you estimate. If I say round to a specific place, that's different. You have to round to it like the hundreds place or the ones place, but I'll let you know. So is that closer to 400 or 500?
500.
500. Is this closer to 0 or 1? 1. And we're adding, what's that answer?
501.
501. And the closest one is this one. Wait a second, that really was off. Yeah, and I think why I did it in the other class to here, because it was just more accurate. Like if I take, this it would be rounded up to 479, N1, you don't have to, would be 480, which this answer is more accurate. But it's okay. So let's go down, finish this quickly, and we'll start on that other packet. So on this one, the magnitude, here's the Alaska earthquake magnitudes. Use tables 9 and 10. The magnitude of the 1964, here it is, 1964 earthquake was about how many times greater than the magnitude of the 2003? So, okay, if it says about, you may round. So, what could I round this to? A 10, thank you. What can I round this one to? An 8. People, why are you saying 9? You're jumping up 2 numbers. You could only add 1 number. Carrot, focus. So this one we would round to 8. So how much greater? 10 minus 8 is approximately what?
2.
It was about 2 greater. In fact, that mixed up answer, it was 2 magnitudes greater. Then, this one, the magnitude of the 2003, and we've already rounded that, was about how much less than the magnitude of 1965, excuse me. So, 1965 is about what? Round this one?
9.
About 9, good job.
What's that little sign above the 2?
It means approximately. It's approximately a difference of 2.
Basically equal.
So it's not equal. That's when you've rounded and you've approximated your answer. But that approximation is equal to. You're correct in that sense. So on this one, it is this one. So we taken this one minus this one. So 9 minus 8 is approximately what?
1.
Is approximately 1. So it was about 1 magnitude, less than the magnitude of the other one. And we've got to do this real quick. I'm not going to get done. Okay, did you get that? All right. So it says, she spends $12 on 3 art supplies. Okay, she's buying 3 art supplies. Which items does she buy? So, do you think she bought 3 sets of markers?
No,
Because that would be about
15.
$15 or $16. You are right. So,
I think she bought the answers down there only said paint, markers, and glue.
yeah, so probably one of them is glue. About how many?
2 tubes of paint.
So, let's see if she bought, about how much would this be?
155.
Well, in fact, here's a special one because that 5 is right in the middle of the road. So I'm going to actually round it here. Normally I wouldn't. But what's 15 and 15?
150.
30, thank you. So that's, I said, what's 15 and 15?
Oh.
So that's about $3. Okay. Then, and if she, yeah, so that would be 2 of them. And then what else? It says 1 marker. That doesn't seem like enough. I could buy more than that.
I don't get. No, it's not markers. It's not paper or paint brushes. Because the answers at the bottom.
But she's buying 2. I can buy 2. This would be 2 of this would be about $4 or $5. I'm going to say about 5. Well, one of them is about $2.50. So 2 of them is about 5.
I'm confused. What number is that? How is 155 $3?
Okay, it's not, I'm rounding it to 150. I'm rounding it to 150. I don't need the exact number. 150 and 150 is about 3. But I'm not seeing the combination. So I'll probably put this on another assignment because I don't have time. So we're going to skip this for now. I'll write it on another assignment. So set this aside because I'm going to be coming around and checking this. But look at the one that I just gave you. We're going to start on it. But there's no way that we're going to finish it. I just gave you this one. We're skipping it. Because those two problems are going to take the whole period, and we can't afford the whole period. We get out of here at what time? 9:25?
9:35.
9:35, thank you. All right. Okay, let me look this over. This is going to be, and it might be, it's going to be 31 for sure. All right, identify the number name. Okay, so I don't have a mixed answer bank. Girls, I need you to focus. So I'm going to jot a couple things down. They want you to look up here and identify the number name. In other words, you're going to put these in word form. And basically, how do I say this number?
100.
100th. Very good, Amina. How do I say this number? 500th. How do I say this one? 200th with a THS at the back of the 100. So, so this is pretty easy. You're again going to use the chart, say which one is the longest, the shortest, and try to do these. Then, okay.
Number 6, like blank
is shorter than what seed, but longer than what other seed? Okay. So this is going to be probably the seed in the middle. Is shorter than what seed? So I'm going to let some of you sit together with these and do these in just a moment. This is now, take all of those at the top. I need to make this taller so you can see it. Is you are going to round then each of these to the nearest tenth. So I don't have an answer bank, but you can work together and get those. Would it be more unusual to have a begonia that is point? No, let's skip this one. Don't do the number 10. Yeah, we can skip the number 10. And then estimate the amount of fencing that is needed around. Okay, so listen carefully. She builds a rectangular bed for the garden that is 2.6 meters long. It's rectangle, so you should probably draw a little picture. And one side is 2.86, and it is 1.82. Estimate the amount of fencing needed to surround the bed. So let's see, do you know that the estimate is enough fencing? Don't worry about the second question. Don't cross it out, but I just want you to answer this one. So I'm actually going to change it a little bit. You're going to find the actual. So find a spot up here where you can find the actual perimeter. How do you find perimeter going all the way around? You add them all. So this one's going to be also, what's the length of this side?
1.82.
1.82. What's the length of this one?
2.86.
2.86. So I'm going to have you do two things. You're going to find the actual perimeter. That's, the fencing needed to surround the whole thing. And again, you could do it up here, lining up your decimals, and then adding those. So the first answer you're going to get is the actual. Then the second answer that you're going to get is the estimate. Now I will say with decimals, if they're like the other decimals that we estimated yesterday, were big numbers, really big. But are these very big?
No.
No. Because they're not very big, you don't want to overestimate. In other words, I could round to the ones. That would be a 2, a 2. Well, in fact, that's exactly what I do. Never mind. I would take this, everybody, and then round it to the ones place, and then tell me what your estimate is. So those two things, do the actual, and then get your estimate.
Go round to the front number?
I would round on this, yeah, round it to the front number. Because all of these, because it's an 8 on next to the whole number, all of them are going to round up. So it's not going to throw us too much off. So the next one, it says, she writes to double check, she writes the dimensions of the garden in expanded form. Help Chloe complete, we're going to do this one together. Complete the expanded form. So I don't think this helps her do anything. Do you think this helps her find the perimeter? So I think they're lying to us that this helps her. Yeah. To me, this would just confuse us more, wouldn't it?
Chloe's lying.
But what we will do is I'm just going to say we're going to expand this number. So what's the first number we need to write down?
2.
And in fact, we're going to do it a different way. Put it out to the side. We're going to go 2, and I'm not going to do it this way. And then what's the next number I need to put?
8.
8 what?
10.
8 tenths. We'll fix up this one in just a second.
What about the 1 in the beginning?
I'm ignoring this right now.
Oh,
so we're rewriting it. Then the last one, what is that number?
600.
So I have to put a 0 and a 6. Now we'll come back and fix this up in a second. On the second one, what do I write?
1.
1 plus what?
8 tenths.
8 tenths.
Is this plus?
Ah, I made a mistake. Okay. So on this one, it is plus 8 tenths. Plus what?
Plus 200.
Plus
So it's going to be 1 plus
200s. All right. So that's this on the test. On the test, that's the kind of expansion that I expect. Now, we'll fill this in. Blank times what makes 2?
blank. 2.
2. What times 1 makes 1?
8.
1. What number times 1 makes 1?
A 1.
A 1, people. Okay. So now we'll go to the tenths place. What times 1 makes 8 tenths? 8. Okay. We'll do this one too. What times 1 makes 8 tenths?
8.
8. So we're done with the tenths. So we'll go to the hundredths.
6.
What times 1 makes 6? 6. What times 1 makes 2? So 600ths, 200ths. But on the test, this is the most likely way that we're going to write it. Okay, girls and boys, I don't want to overdo it. So we're going to do the rest. So this is going to be for 31 and 32. Yeah, of course you put your name. All right. Then your job is to finish just this front side. Just this front side. And you may work with a partner, and at this time you may be